Hi guys and welcome back. So today I decided to build a Mean Girls inspired house. Mean Girls is one of my favorite movies ever made, and they just obviously came out with Mean Girls the musical with the icon legend queen herself, Renee Rapp. It was so good, but also like very different from the actual musical. Obviously it wasn't like the best movie ever, but they also have all said that they were just like they just wanted to have fun. So let people have fun, okay? So today I decided to build in Copperdale, which is the world that came with high school years. I wanted to build on this lot because I love the view of the pier that came with this world. So there's like a little open section in the world where it's like a little pier that you can get ice cream, you can go on a Ferris wheel, a haunted house. I just think it's so cute. So yeah, I kind of wanted the house to overlook that. The house is extremely pink, like pink, pink, pink. Having it all be pink was like the only rule I had for myself with this build. I was just like, I want this to be the pinkest thing in the world. Just because obviously when you think of Mean Girls, you think of pink. So I decided to build a house with 4 bedrooms, like 3 baths. It's a pretty big family home. But yeah, I just really wanted to build a house that had a teenager in it, and potentially like a child, to kind of reflect Regina George's family. That wasn't so much reflected in the new movie as much, but I was kind of basing this off of the original as well. So yeah, you'll see here we're kind of getting the shape of the house a little bit. It's just like a classic family home. I kind of incorporated a bunch of different design elements into this house. It's not really like one specific design style per se. There's, some Victorian style in there. So this build wasn't supposed to be based off of like any of the actual homes in the movie. Like not like Katie's house or Regina's or anything like that. I just kind of wanted to build like a family home that was pink. To kind of be like a cute little Mean Girls theme. Finding pink items in this house was so difficult. There's like not a lot of cute things, especially with kitchens. You'll see when we get to the kitchen, it's like not what you would expect, and it's like fine. But yeah, I am starting a petition for more pink swatches in this game. It is so difficult. The pink swatches of these fences, hideous. Literally hideous. I'm just like, where are the cute pink things? Yeah, I'm a little upset and I feel a little personally victimized by The Sims 4 right now, but it's fine. So you'll see here I'm starting to do a little bit more of like the general floor plan here. Honestly came together pretty quickly. It wasn't like a super insane shape or anything like that. So I ended up making it actually 4 bedroom, 5 bath, which is a very large home. I'm also very sorry. It's very expensive. I was not playing with budget here. I kind of just was like, let's go, balls to the wall. We're making a Mean Girls house anyway. Let's just do it. Downstairs is actually where the master bedroom is. And I kind of make a little nod to Mean Girls where I make the teenager's room actually the master bedroom, kind of like Regina George, how she took her parents' master bedroom. But yeah, so you'll see here I'm like putting in doors, windows. I don't know why I chose these windows first. These do not stay. I totally forgot I wanted to use the pink shuttered windows. But yeah, so you'll see in like 2 seconds that I just switched those out. After I placed every single window on the build, because I completely forgot what I was trying to do with those windows. I guess I could have went with the horse ranch shutters, but you know what, it's fine. So yeah, you'll see I'm picking the growing together tiles, the hot pink growing together tiles. And now I'm placing closets in the bedrooms upstairs. I love, love, love the closets from Get Together, and I wish that they would put them in another pack or even like add them to the base game. I think it's such a great feature, and I love having built-in closets in my houses. It just makes it feel really realistic, and I don't always want to use Dream Home Decorator, especially because they're super buggy with the walk-in closets. So having closets like this, I think is literally perfect. But yeah, so now I'm just like placing in the wallpapers and everything like that, trying to pick like the perfect shade of pink, and using different wallpapers for the different bedrooms just because I wanted to add a little bit more personality to them. So like I gave the parents a different wallpaper. I guess we'll call it Regina's bedroom, a different color. I went with like the ombre one from My Wedding Stories. Yeah, so now I'm painting the outside fully pink, like a pastel-y pink. Their pink roofing I thought it was too much. So I was like, you know what, we're not actually gonna go with that. So I ended up doing like a light gray. I felt like it fit nicely with the light shade of pink. The black felt a little too jarring. So yeah, now you'll see here I am placing the windows, and I was like, why did I not do this first? I love the general shape of this house. This is kind of like the general shape I use for most of my houses. I love a good, like, cute little wraparound porch. I never usually close off a lot of the downstairs, so that was something different for me. My goal for this year is to try to build differently than how I've been building. I just like, I want to play around with things. I want to try new things. I am really interested to see my growth from the beginning of the year to the end. Just because I've been playing The Sims now since I was like 10 years old. So I used to build like just like a giant box, and I would put every single item from the game in this giant box. Like any skill building item, a humongous kitchen that was like 60 tiles wide for no reason. And I just like, seeing that evolve into how I build now is so crazy to me. Like the attention to detail that I put into things is so much different than what it used to be, and just general shapes of the builds. A lot of the shapes of my builds are super weird, so it's like whatever. But yeah, I love playing around with different styles and different things in all of my builds. But yeah, so you'll see here, I end up going with the Parenthood kitchen set. This is one of my favorite kitchen sets, and I felt like it was very fitting because obviously we're building like a family home, and I used the appliances from Growing Together because they have this really cute shade of pink, and I love the style of cabinets that don't have like that little ledge, if you know what I mean, from a lot of the countertops that they have. I just don't love it. I don't love that little ledge, and a lot of times I'll like scoot it back. But yeah, so I ended up going with this just because the pink swatches on these kitchen sets, they were awful. I need a really cute pink kitchen. That is one of my requests for 2024. Please, Sims team, make that happen and make it really cute. Thank you. Right now, I'm just like kind of like placing the windows in here. I wasn't sure like how I wanted them to look or like what level they needed to be on with the kitchen cabinets. But yeah, so now you'll see here, I start furnishing the bathrooms. All the bathrooms look the same, by the way. Like they use the exact same items. This one happens to be Regina's, so she has a little cabinet. Yeah, I love that Growing Together tub. I use the Growing Together tub probably more than any other item in the game. It's just everything. So now I'm picking beds just to see like sizing of the rooms, make sure that they like actually fit correctly. But yeah, every bed is a different pink. Even the parents, I just like, I wanted to go full monochrome for this build. And for the parents, I went with that kind of like, it's a little more purple from Dream Home Decorator. I wanted their room to be pink, but also a little more elevated. So I kind of played it into like the Decor to the Max wallpaper there. And I felt like their room was a bit more sophisticated than the rest of the house or the other bedrooms. But yeah, so now you'll see I'm like placing a bunch of walls. I never close off my builds, ever. Like the main floor of my builds are always open concept. I love an open concept. But for this house, I don't know, I felt like it needed to be closed off. It just felt like too wide of an open space, and there was really nowhere to put a TV. So I did the dining room right when you walk in, and I ended up using these base game like hot pink chairs with this light pink fuzzy rug from High School Years. There's a lot of High School Years in this build, by the way. Like, it's all over the place. I would say it's mostly like Growing Together, High School Years, base game. Honestly, it's probably every pack, but yeah, I am so obsessed with this. I think it turned out so cute. I'm now placing in end tables for each of the bedrooms. That was a really hard thing to pick out, like pieces that kind of match together. You'll see in these two bedrooms that it ends up being like two different High School Years sets almost. And that Modern Luxe rug matches so well with the High School Years rug. Like, adorable. But yeah, now we are getting into the Queen Bee, Regina's room. I tried a million different rugs in this room. It took forever to figure out which one I wanted to go with, and I ended up going with I'm pretty sure that's a high school years rug. I used a lot of Modern Luxe in here as well because they have that really cute shade of light pink on everything. So, and like the light gold. So a lot of this house is like a lot of like rose gold, light gold, pink. I would say it's like mostly like whites, grays, pinks, and golds. I just wanted the house to feel like a Pinterest mom put it together, and that's kind of what Regina's mom gives me. So that's kind of the vibe I wanted this house to have. So yeah, you'll see here, now we are getting into Regina's room, and I wanted this room to feel like literally a teenager threw up on it. I wanted it to feel like, you know, this teenager was like, I am taking over my parents' room. I don't give a shit. I'm taking all the furniture and I am making it the pinkest room you will ever see in your life. So I added a lot of like fashion elements because that's obviously Regina. And the vanity table and a lot of different wardrobes. I tried to make this like really cool like TV area with the lights, and in my fantasy the lights match the TV, so like whatever's on the TV, like the lights shine with it, kind of like one of those like strip lights that you can put around your TV. And I used obviously the art TV. But here I am placing together a bunch of these like cubes from high school years. I literally love these things. I think it's so cute because you can kind of customize a furniture piece like that. And I felt like it was very realistic, especially for a high schooler. Like I still have cubes in my room. I think cubes are like a staple for a teenager. And even though, you know, Regina in the movie would never be caught dead having cubes, this wasn't obviously built for Regina. I just kind of was like playing into it a little bit. But yeah, so you'll see here I'm placing curtains, and the Modern Luxe curtains, I'm obsessed. I love the curtain rod that you can piece together. Getting these curtains to fit these windows though was literally the biggest pain in my ass. I hated it so much, but they ended up working out and looking really cute in the end. And this room ends up being literally one of my favorite things in this build. I would die to have this bedroom. But yeah, so we're getting some artwork above the bed, again, using the Modern Luxe kit. That is like actually one of my favorite kits I think ever made. The whole bedroom is pretty much Modern Luxe. It's just like one of my favorite kits ever. I think it has such a cute aesthetic. But yeah, so I'm like placing little pieces on the end tables, and I don't know if you noticed, I put the little pink journal with the crown on the front of it, to kind of represent the burn book. So I'm doing like little nods to the movie in here, even though I'm not like specifically making it for Regina. But yeah, I had so much fun decorating this room, like piecing together a bunch of fashion pieces and putting together all the pinks and just adding a bunch of elements that a teenager would absolutely love and die for in their room. I know I would die for this room, and I'm not even a teenager anymore, but I love it to death. Yeah, I also kind of paired this one cloud shelf with the cubes on top. I just thought it looked really cool, and it felt like a piece that would like kind of like nail the cubes into the wall. Like, you know how they come with those brackets? I felt like that cloud piece was like that. It like represented that. And then, yeah, you'll see over there I add some gym equipment because Regina was always working out, babe. Like, always working out. So now we're getting some final touches in the bathroom. The ensuite, if you will, for the teenager's master bedroom. And I thoroughly love this bathroom aesthetic. It kind of gives me like 80s vibes. Like, I feel like the 80s had bright colored bathrooms for some odd reason, but I kind of live for it. Like, I would absolutely love to have an all pink bathroom. I think that would be so slay. Like, give me it. I want it now. But yeah, so I had another full bathroom downstairs. Originally, I was going to make it just like a little powder room, but then I was like, you know what? An extra bath cannot hurt, especially if this family decides to get like a dog or something. Having a bath downstairs will be so helpful. And if you end up having an extra kid or anything like that, having an extra bathtub downstairs, super helpful. And obviously, Regina is not going to let you use hers, so figure it out. But yeah, so now we're doing the living room, and I am so obsessed with how this came out. I have never loved a living room more. I feel like I keep saying this, but I genuinely love it. I never do anything monochromatic, and this was so fun. Like, genuinely so much fun. I loved pairing like the different colors together and adding in like the little pops of gray, the little pops of white. Like, it obviously needed like the neutrals, but I am so obsessed with how this came out. I loved pairing all of these things together. This living room, it just came out so cute, and now I'm kind of cluttering up the shelves a little bit. This dining room is so cute. I kind of hate the fact that you have to walk straight into it. Like, I wish there was a formal entryway, but with the way that the house was like, the way that I built the house, the way that I laid it out, it just like didn't end up working. But yeah, so I ended up getting this really cute like china looking cabinet from Paranormal Stuff. I also used a lot of that in here for some reason. I use a lot of paranormal stuff. That stuff pack is actually incredible. Like, one of the best stuff packs ever made. I would say it's that and Home Chef Hustle. Like, so versatile. You can use them anywhere. They have some of the best furniture. But yeah, and now we're doing like a cute little entryway. Obviously, you need like a little trinket box and your little cash or your bills. And you'll see here, I placed some pink high heels, and I just loved putting together all these little details. Growing up, Mean Girls was absolutely one of my favorite movies. It's such a comfort movie for me at this point, and anything that Lindsay Lohan ever touched was absolute gold in my eyes. Like, that girl slayed every role she ever had, and I will forever be a stan of Lindsay Lohan. Her music career should have taken off more than it did, but that's okay. I am still obsessed with her first album, Speak, and I literally was listening to it today. The original Mean Girls was everything, and I knew a little bit about the Broadway musical. I had never seen it on Broadway, which is very unfortunate and sad. But I knew that my queen, Renee Rapp, was on Broadway for it back in 2020 and like the end of 2019. And vocally, I know that girl slays literally everything she touches. So when I found out that she was going to be in the new Mean Girls musical movie, I was like, this makes so much sense. This is the fantasy. So I was very excited, and the movie did not disappoint. Like, it was so much fun, and I don't want to be the one to spoil. So if you don't want to hear this, I would skip a little bit ahead. But the fact that they got Lindsay Lohan in the movie, bitch, I was so gagged when she showed up on the screen. Literally, my entire theater was like, like the collective gasp that we all let out was insane. I literally loved it, and it was just like a 10 out of 10. I love it. I love the music from it, and Renee Rapp's World Burn will forever be ingrained in my brain as one of my favorite songs ever made. I'm literally just obsessed with her and everything that girl touches. But yeah, so I just cluttered the kitchen a little bit. I did a really cool thing where I took one of the pieces from Home Chef Hustle and then sized down a bowl from Eco Lifestyle, and I kind of made it look like that was the bowl that they were eating out of, like a fancy little bowl that, you know, probably shouldn't be used for ice cream, but it is. And I'm kind of alluding to the scene where like all the phone calls are happening in Mean Girls, and she's just sitting there like eating donuts, eating a bunch of desserts. And I just thought it was so much fun to like put little tiny nods to the movie in here and playing into the details. That's like one of my favorite things to do in my builds. If I'm doing like an inspired build based off of like a movie or a TV show or a character, I love placing those little things. I think it's so fun, and it really adds life to the build, and it brings it like a new sense of like, I don't know, like realism almost. Right now I'm doing a guest bedroom. I am trying to get as many skill building items in here as possible. I just like, that's one of my goals with my builds, is to have at least one skill building item per room almost, but sometimes that obviously doesn't work. But that's like kind of like a rule of thumb that I have, is like at least one thing per room. I love how this kid's room turned out, by the way. I used a lot of pastel pop kit, a lot of high school years. I think this room is so much fun. I have never had so much fun making a kid's bedroom in my life. I stand by that statement. Like, I mean it. I loved putting this room together. I think it came out so good. Putting the little stuffed animal on the bed is so realistic, obviously. And just like putting all the art on the walls, like this room reminds me of like my sister's bedroom when we were kids. My sister's bedroom was all purple. This one's obviously all pink, but it's the same exact vibe. And the room was actually really big and spacious, and I was able to fit a lot in here, I feel like. So that was so much fun. And I'm obsessed. I'm obsessed with adding all the little details and all of like the little pink items. I can't talk about it enough how excited it makes me to like do this and create something that like references one of my absolute favorite movies of all time. Now we're getting into the parents' bedroom, and this one is obviously, like I said, like a little bit more mature than the rest. I feel like the guest bedroom is also a little more mature, but this one I felt like really had like that elevated vibe that a parents' room would obviously have, just because the rest of the house feels so whimsical and childlike. I really wanted a room to feel like tranquil, and like this is like the parents' escape from their two daughters who absolutely drive them insane, or you know, their gay son. Like they could have a gay son that lives in this room. I know I would live in there. So but yeah, you'll see I just deleted a balcony. I built a balcony when I first built the shell of the house, and then I forgot about it, and then I looked at Regina's room and I was like, I have no room to put a door, so I'm deleting this. And I ended up just deleting it straight up. Now we are working on the backyard, and again, I tried to put a lot of skill building items out here. There's a grill, there's a cute little picnic table, there's a bunch of like planter boxes. I put a hot tub, a little tiny pool, like a little square pool. Some lounge chairs, because obviously Regina George is working on her tan. Now we're just doing some front porch items. I wanted to get just like a little couch, somewhere for them to just sit and like casually hang out. I just pictured like a teen just like coming back, sitting here after a date and like talking with their crush, you know? Now we're getting into some landscaping, and I do pretty much the same landscaping all the time. It's always like a layer or a cluster of like 3 bushes. I use this tall green bush that is like so vibrant for literally no reason, and then the low lying, I use a lot of these like longer bushes. Yeah, I put a bunch of pink flowers everywhere. I use some of the pink trees, and I'm just like obsessed with how this turned out. But yeah, so these are just like final touches obviously, and I think that now we should pop back into the game, and I'm actually going to give you a tour of this build, contrary to the last one. But yeah, so let's pop into the game now and let's take a look. Now that we are in the game, one, I don't know who this random person is, but this is my girl, Star. I named her Star Farnsworth, and she is going to be my test sim for a lot of things, for like gameplay testing, all my builds, and maybe like some little challenges here and there. I love her. I think she's such an icon, and she is a legend, and she's the moment. This is the house, and like I said, like this view is insane. It's so good. So obviously when you first come in, you'll see here the dining room. To the right is a little bookshelf, and then to the left of it is a little entryway table that I think is so cute, and these little high heels, and the staircase to upstairs. Then you come around the corner and there's a little piano. You have the entryway to the kitchen, a little desk with the family computer on it, and this gorgeous tapestry from Horse Ranch. I'm obsessed. And you'll see here, this is the living room. I love, love, love the way that this turned out. It's so light and airy in here, and I just love the like pastel aspect of it. You'll see here one of the many bathrooms of this house, because for some reason I decided that it needed 5 bathrooms. So from the living room, there's this little hallway, and you come into the Regina room, I guess you would call it. I put this giant mirror from high school years, which I love. And yeah, there's like a little desk in the corner, the record player, the whole Modern Luxe kit. I ended up shortening the cubes over here, but I thought it was just a cute little display case. The end table, and like I said, I'm making it the burn book. I'm calling it the burn book. It's not actually the burn book, but it's like a little journal. And phone keys, candle, little city sculpture. I hate that the stairs have been doing this. There's so many bugs in this game, it's disgusting. And then you'll see here a little wardrobe, a little open wardrobe, and then a mirror with some keys and a little bag hanging from it. I just tried to make this room super feminine and girly, and kind of just playing into the whole stereotype of Regina George. And then now we are in the kitchen, which I adore this kitchen. This is so cute. Like I said here, you can see like the little like berries and the whipped cream with the bowl, kind of alluding to like that scene from the movie. They have a pizza maker. They have a stand mixer, little bread basket. Another part of this kitchen that I loved was this cabinet right here. I added this little mortar and pestle item, which I thought was such a cute little addition. I love doing that stuff, like layering different items together. And then you'll see here like the knives, the cutting board, just like a bunch of like little kitchen clutter, the pink microwave, the tea kettle. So when you first get up here into the hallway, so there's multiple bedrooms. The first bedroom on the left is the guest bedroom, which I think came out super cute. And I left a bunch of these frames actually from growing together. I left a bunch of these so that way you can like input your own family photos into there. Another skill building item is the easel right here. And then I have a games table in here, actually. I love the games table now that we have puzzles in the game. That's like one of my favorite things to do with my Sims, especially the older Sims. I love having them make puzzles. You come out into the hallway, and then you go to the right and there's a super cluttered kids bedroom. I added a bunch of like cute little decor items in here, a lot of butterflies, cute little like toys and stuff like that, like this little freezer bunny action figure, a backpack, the void critters, little arts and crafts table, the big plush toy box. Like this kid is stacked. They have everything. They even have a Lindsay speaker. Like, hello, what kid do you know has that? And then you go to the next room and you have the parents' bedroom. Like I said, it's just like a really tranquil space. I actually played into like this part of the tiger, like the darker part for the bed, and I think it turned out really well. Like I love the way that this matches together. Obviously the Jungle Adventure mirror because it's my favorite mirror to ever exist. An extra little wardrobe piece here, a plant, and then there's like a cute little bookshelf in the hallway, and then another bathroom. Now we will go outside, out back. There is a little grill, a little picnic bench. I have this cute little patio area back here, some nice planter boxes, and then the forbidden hot tub, but it had the perfect pink swatch. So I was like, that is exactly what I need right now. So then, yeah, I did that. And like I said, the little front porch. So that is the entire build, and I hope that you enjoyed it. Thank you all for watching. If you haven't yet, go see Mean Girls the musical. Just go in with no expectations because I don't want anyone to be like, he recommended that shit. It's fun, it's cute. They made it with the intention of it just being fun. And I think you're gonna enjoy it. Yeah, so I hope you liked this Mean Girls inspired build, and I will see you guys next time.